of a year party MP for 40 years. Ejusha since 1992, the leadership of MPP aba be one oil learned, one wako school edu certain places. And Osha from Owuahene, in Professor Owuahene, the nature of Professor Owuahene, the credentials of Professor Owuahene. Now, Osha John Ajekum Kufuor, the nature of John Ajekum Kufuor, the principles of John Ajekum Kufuor, the credentials academically, and then Oba Nanado Dankwa Kufuor. I got to a point in time because of say MPP aya party they believe in academics. They believe in say one onima dear and yedete party. And it's all that Nanado people were questioning his credential when it comes to the law background because they realize say MPP candidate that candidate is a candidate wako suku akodum pempensubi ejosha edu babia na MPP for your margin say almost sound sa that becomes a weakness of the party but not the weakness of a candidate. Osha are their opponent party. That party is not a party. They are not much into academics. That's Omunko school. But Osha, the trends and history, what tells us? Tescon are being one of the biggest brainchild of MPP. And it worked the magic for them. And to Osha MPP, one hour lawyer for a woman, 1 hour economics, a woman. It was the point in time, if you look at the EMT, economic management team, the first time we had a word that is solid, though we have economic team for every government, but economic management team, the first time we heard of it, take it or leave it, now MPP. That is why you find people like Osafo Mafo, you find people like Ken Oforiatta, you find the leader himself, which is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. It tells you the nature and the brain behind the New Patriotic Party MPP. Any the entire MPP so. And you're going to the polls, there are things that MPP for everywhere. I don't be so ato Abamon candidate. The first thing first is a candidate before marketability for the country as a whole. As I market a candidate, you know, the person should conform to the ideologies of the party. The ideologies of the party say, Buzia. We all know Dr. Buzia. Professor Buzia is one of the people and an astute politician. When it comes to academics, he is one of the brains that you can talk of in the sub-Saharan Africa and Africa as a whole. Oja Obiti said, Dombo. The background of Dombo also tells you the nature of the New Patriotic Party MPP. Now, Oba Obiti said Dankwa. We know the Dankwa family to be so much into academics. So that has been the nature of the NPP. Take it or leave it. And they ana MPP person yamabi ebebem. And to me, that has always been a disadvantage for the party. If that wasn't the entire you give birth to the party. And if you mix the principles of the party, if you are not careful and market your candidate well, it will do a disservice to the party. I don't think that Yara Mahamudu Bawumia equal election and people are saying say one winning and all winning. Many team were to dissect and bisect for you to know say these are reasons and these are things when you mix it as a political party, and for this matter, the New Patriotic Party, you will mix it in totality. And Dr. Bawumia ever into this election, one, with experiences. Experience by Dr. Bawumia. We all know that Dr. Bawumia is an economics and a financial expert. He has worked with so many institutions, including foreign institutions. The background of it is finance. Every nation, is the background of your finances and your economy. And Dr. Bawumia, being the head of the economic management team, take it or leave it. Obia or financial background, Obia onim the historical antecedent of nations I have built it to say Singapore, to say Korea, to say Japan, and all that. Obia himself to set your backbone and I'll beg my party na hoarding or mine hoarding aye obia or a pragmatic leader Obia or thinking outside the box, economic wise. Currently, on my IMF have said it, all the rating agencies are can. Sir, Adia Baku and Magana, Eco Super Ayading. Adia Baku and Magana, Eco Super, ye gold for reserves. It has become a backbone, Ebwa or main, among main edie. So, Osha, gold border. We are giving them all the accolades that they need because gold board is doing the magic. Take it or leave it. Now, Utie, the foundation and the fundamentals that has instilled in a gold border, you cannot take Dr. Bawumia away. The birth of gold board, any day, Obia no betima challenge, not even the NDC. Can say Dr. Bawumia, his fundamentals are setting, and what the gold board are in a year benefiting as a nation. One of the things candidate Bawumia Edibem as strength. I say he has been there before. He has worked with the president for 8 good years. All the diplomatic people, all the diplomatic hope that you need, Dr. Bawumia has traveled to almost all the relevant nations. And when he coming in as a candidate, Dr. Bawumia is an economist. We go school with people. They are in IMF, they are in World Bank, they are in all these institutions. They are no any economics and finance. So you say we schoolmate and you school crowd. So he has the background of academia richness. Take it or leave it. That is Dr. Bawumia. Eti Bawumia coming to this election, or diplomatic, influence kakra. I know about Boamine as a nation. And Dr. Bawumia coming into this primaries. I got about to Obama and say, "Oh, my major, and I say MPP to Obama, so my major MPP and him." The rich experience or they bano alone is not enough. In this world, the system is changing, is gearing towards a certain tangent. And that tangent, you ask yourself, say, hey, tangent, Ben, Dr. Bawumia, Owuahene. The system is moving to Obia. One, he is humble. Humility. Because sometimes you have a sovereignty as a nation. But when it comes to the table of dealing and then transactions, you don't need Obia or hey or gidi gidi. And that is an advantage to Dr. Bawumia. You need someone who is calm, who is humble, or better must study the terrain and the dynamics of the system. And to me, Dr. Bawumia coming to this, he has advantage. But I catch it for say, I'm not doing a campaign for Dr. Bawumia. But what we are doing is I want to show you the strength of candidate Dr. Bawumia. Maybe any weakness, so the entire maybe when he say, Obama going forward is not going to help MPP. I'll tell you that weakness. And at the end of the day, you weigh the two, you weigh his strength, you weigh his weakness, and you see, say, about Mayana. That is what we are here to do. We are not mouthpiece of Dr. Bawumia. So powerful Obaapa mbetina ho omdi cheche kudu Owuahene omdi Bawumia kwano mu president. We want to tell you how the system behaves. And okay, Dr. Bawumia coming to this primaries, Dr. Bawumia have the advantage within the party. Most of the party people, any Dr. Bawumia ayejuma directly or indirectly. Don't forget, say, Dr. Bawumia have worked with all the MMDCs. Dr. Bawumia has worked with all the former regional ministers, all the appointees of the MPP. Coming to this election, is coming from a background the team unless they are not ready to give they are well to do, they have money, and politics take it or leave it. The data shows say politics involve money. Even the Europes, the advanced countries, it involves money. The only thing in my head the airtime is saying we abuse the system. So he has a solid background that can finance Dr. Bawumia. One say the differences all campaign for primaries is among certain perimeters. About 211,849, if my memory serves me right, candidates, delegates, and but all we delegates now, you are moving to the bigger picture. And the bigger picture you're doing, the bigger picture is the nation as a whole, about 36 million. So all 211,000 is a microbosome within a macrobosome. So you wear all those data. Now when we said the strength of Bawumia financing himself as a candidate, they put to play. And of course, Bawumia coming to this election have that capacity. One of the things that me person who effort Dr. Bawumia as a strength. Obia ubehuni bia say MPP tradition no. Also you follow. MPP has become one, the mentality one. It's an account party. And this thing worked for Dr. Bawumia in the previous election. Primaries, it worked for him. And it hasn't changed. They believe, say, the party within the party, no. Party politics believe, say, Dr. Bawumia is coming from a regional Obia mentality about them, say, MPP Masem. MPP a account party. So MPP want to delete some memory, no, or that perception from Ghanaians, or my dream. So the advantage of one say is coming in with a background as an ordinary. Take it or leave it. Now, in other region, Memphis region, I mean religion, Bawumia coming into this contest. Bawumia is the only Muslim, so nyas this mandate, Obaapa president, in this fourth dispensation. And people are ready say as a democratic nation, we should believe in all ideologies. And ideology of a religion is important. And don't believe say, at least Dr. Bawumia say wako presby boys da. So he's appealing to the Christendom, and Dr. Bawumia is a Muslim. He's appealing to the Islamic religion. Now, people were using that because sometimes advantage within a party can be disadvantage within the totality of election time. Now, Amanfoɔ was chastising Dr. Bawumia all because say Dr. Bawumia went to a traditional leader, and in the sad video we saw Dr. Bawumia say there were certain rituals that was being done for Dr. Bawumia. And team, people use it against Dr. Bawumia. It got to a point within their own party, SSS were coming and they were saying, say, Dr. Bawumia quarry pork and all that. To me, in the party. But if the party moving to this principle, sir, then I'm telling you, say, the strength of Bawumia cannot be undermined when it comes to the religious group now. And I say religious things now. And to come into this election, Dr. Bawumia have that strength. Now, the same Dr. Bawumia yekan wasibi. Yebusa na hoarding over other people. Your track record is very important. Dr. Bawumia is seen as someone politically, on the obia tam da. And Dr. Bawumia is coming to this election with a strength to say, our strength, our certain soft touch for ladies. And the 1, 2, 3, 4, what they may. Say Dr. Bawumia candidate, Dr. Bawumia Bejinaha. At the ideology, the things that we believe, they say, Obaapa no Obaapa na simache na. Because you have soft touch for Ayamba. And you know, there are groups that believe in feminism. So at a time you're moving from male-dominated areas to balancing. Dr. Bawumia is saying, say, how you relate to ladies, how you relate to men, how you relate to the young ones, appealing to all that. When it comes to say, Yanya presentation, financially, economically, Dr. Bawumia has no size in their party. That is a fact. And coming to this election, how do I deal with my presentation? Coming to this election, but before that, remember weaknesses, but Miriam Martinasi, and I'll find a way to get to the presentation. Sabi Ebekwenim. Owuahene manope machi.
Yeah.
Na a poem to say.
Nyame adom eye chenra.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Enya sam keto. Yeah, titi mu ache 2023.
Enya sam keto.
Ye nshia biem.
Okay, I had you.
Make I pa.
I was also on Dr. Baumia.
Dr. Baumia.
Yeah.
Make I pa.
Yeah.
2023.
Good. Jajaku.
Nkwanta Bisa.
Open kesi. Now what you say?
We bruta.
Afishapa.
I think we metchem. I think we metchem.
I don't pay so special base joint via them beko.
Mini chalo chene so efe. Wata de nso efe.
Medas.
Jamna unia ne edita won.
I think I'm so pesa on.
Mo per life.
Me offer so per life. Abojina mu is out per life.
Oh yeah. So no no ye mante nyina hinu. Hwe okutadin ba ku meka chiro.
Eh sir.
Meka chiro. Hwe na na to pan hine.
Alcohol. Na araba kwa se checheku.
Eguso ye mo akwa ban so ban kran. Me gidi se ho ye. Obae wakọ hepo.
Epo dia menya nkọhwe.
Nya ndu ye.
But ya wo mu a ja oluman ma be fa oba.
Ehia.
To be also be release stress ka.
Ehia. E we se o hwe na akọ hepo. Sanse be bia mu free no kwan wa. Mo ba fie.
Ba ya ho ye guy o.
Oh, yeah, sure.
The center.
Sir. Dano no Obaapa eka.
Obaapa kan dia mini asembi. Ho de center. And asem kitu akra. But I love Accra.
Oh yeah, sure.
I said me Kumasi na.
So me by Kumasi last 2 weeks.
And one show me.
Won say Kumasi kru no eson. Na wontimi nso ma santema mu amreko a wonhwehwe eye krura. Nti me brɛ nso a me de ba ho na aka 1.5 hour. Ti na we say me san so san mechi. Nti me di 1.5 2 days e wo ho.
Okay. Okay, Obaapa.
Hello.
Inform to say.
Eradi adom. Me ho ye pa.
Are looking more beautiful than on screens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Into me obi personally.
Personal. You are personalizing.
Okay, me that's it.
You are shamanizing.
Oso ho ye fedo do.
Me that's it. Be ma dia wo fe dia ya wo de nya buto.
Me hwe wo TV hey, me.
Ahon fe dia be ma dia wo botom na ehia Obaapa. Ahon fe dia be ma dia dey.
Ba almost fanboy no dey pay.
Anya no credit. Oh, sa principle na work ba.
Oya se mo. E me hu dia me pay.
Beg you mboko dia. Good.
So ho ye.
Ejami adom me ho ye pa. Me back na maje mo nyina open submission general overview on this Dr. Baumia going to this election ameboa ochina. Jejogu otimani media mame enhyasie emfiri honum say ina de fa way in amwa kra anti mame ko mo fanto Owuahene so na me komra Owuahene mame you general overview on going to tomorrow's election Dr. Baumia as a candidate.
Right, anope ma yena wasena yena achieve on so ase yenchia adofo enyina wama a fantastic background to the strength of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. In fact, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia oshe all the 5 aspirants ono mu ejina obia well-deserved candidate. Obia abonebra eba abrabo ne asetena mu a. Obia apay ni dues to the political party NPP eno. Ba yesusu omo ye de to insaniani na ya hwe womo ahoden a ubetimi aka se ochina bato a ye koi Dr. Baumia ahoden niema baako mienu bi mu no owosoro echen wonom aka ono omusi akan no niema ode echen omu no bi ni se anya hwe kora no waben akonwa eye omampani akonwa no pen a aspirant ono omukosi aka no nyina no omunyanya saa opportunity no ti yebeka se eye one of the strength eye Yura Bawumia ode eko eye abato a nyame ya adoma ochina wo mu ekoi emu enu echi no Yura Bawumia eye obi a omampani adwumaye no owo deep experience ewo mu ne experience a ode ko ochina abato no mu no ewo soro pa eba national politics no nso a wawura mu osan this election or represent a constituency yebeka say the academia constituency no or that strength no ho because of the advantage wanya in the last 8 years say or vice president or vice president no and also emano another competitive advantage be a chain all the aspirant one womu ejina na womu apre eye abato no eye ochina again or sign wo another advantage by way of the say betimaka say as far as this primary concern no Ghana hakura say no o kind most experienced politicians are Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ebeka ho be obi a waserve running mate for 8 years waserve vice president 8 years when you the benefit of the doubt the absence of president then Nana Adodanko Akufo-Addo oni ho a onya the advantage to act intino all these add up to the strength or war going into this election and obetime aboa when it comes to the economy ne professional area no eno no nso no watimi enya the opportunity at the bar head the economic management team beginning 2017 bano enti eno no nso place no because the place no ahead of other aspirant womo bano enti honestly Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia goes into tomorrow's election as one of the candidate ne strength no was soro in terms of say why politics nache there is no single community in Ghana hanawa onko ho epen wakoho wahu the realities on the ground afi all other aspirants nyina yes bia one or two reasons for this election no omo so ato country nyina but omo bia no ho a ato Ghana more than Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as running mate no wato Ghana nyina as vice president wato Ghana nyina and inti oye obi a all these add up to strength or they say from the four corners of the country no at least or a fair idea say now say MPP for a repose trust e wonimu na say a core election no na say nkunim ye ne dia na subsequently Ghana for so ye na doma or ye better prepared than the other aspirant no because when it comes to the modus operandi of the presidency no what tasty be paying by way of say why act by way of say why vice president no what tasty be paying into unim how things operate into so no set it up obetimi set it up what started up smoothly than other aspirant you know they go so for me I see Dr. Bawumia going into this election with so much advantages.
Okay, because of the strength I was gaining over the years.
Strength I was gaining over the years, no, and no, ebe buano amanako. Ena onu ankasa ne behavior, ne personal behavior, ne persona, ne personality
of him.
Awode enam no, attracted enipa bebre. You see, Ghana. Sometimes na ye can nipa oda hey ena ye pe but like uma background no MPP a political party. That's what they call them domo for. They believe in democracy. They believe in rule of law. And until you can say MPP for your bukulon dodo. Entino, Osha when na put together, Dr. Bawumia effected very well into the ideology of the NPP. Amanyo Ekuno. Osha Dr. Bawumia, at least he is also coming into this election with one strong strength bia amanfo adwenya maso
okay
ne early concessioner or yeah in the last election no ebinu consider ne say your weakness but so we are analysis no very well Dr. Bawumia enya a special love from certain people bikura last year the last election no woman vote what I say but because of the way we see conducted na ho o save this nation niema bebra nanka yebekomu enti no all these add up to ne strength na wode eba na ne aka ne say so otimi seli true party no enyinada ebe rally behind him na fe omatimi ahwe hawa omubetimi akọ womani nti kwame this is preliminary, no.
I'll come back to you. Now, maybe be ma. You have the weakness. Now, fe ya share and maybe you won't say factors are going to this election. I'm watching because I bear decision so far by delegates. No, at the saying. Cheche kuma member.
Nkwanta Bisa bibia boko. Medase papa. No kwasem ni se yera Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Sene Ghana ni bie nimni se Ghana ha amanyo sem de wo kan untimi nka enyi Mr. Digital Man enfem free ho.
I love that.
Ena ye behwa wono so ni amanyoni a uyi eye President John Dramani Mahama free wa ono ena okuta emrane pa e wo Ghana amanyosemu ebi frɛ Mr. Digital Man ebi frɛ no Mr. One Man Show edini de bebre but quick one yenhwe ye rei nia odi danson ewo nipa makomako enum a e contest nyame ya adoma wo chinan yewra Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia nipa makomako enum nimu nyina no ono no ye murizimini enti ye hwe ne stance ene ne ye bia sebe ene ne tebia ekuta no ni muduro a okuta no se muzimini ewo eye amanyo semu a yenu anu muzimi fo nso ehye ni nkran ana eyom so anije yenhwe Nkwanta Bisa unim say this particular election e be determine o national election
exactly
and a national election nso o mo pese o mo kokoto no after this particular election no national executive ni hia obi a o betimi ni nasusu adwen sabi obi a obetimi abre ne ho aso o betimi a kire o ma adwen e de a kire no omo mpo obi a okan ono no be ti setintirinti enye ne mo beka bia no ma mefa na semhia mu ne me pese enko no saa na enko enye bi kura susu se obetima show down but aside that no yera Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia honestly speaking Ghana fo bunu mini ani di kan ka asem omo bunu wo ekwan a wo fa so sifa carry no ho e wa manyo semu
okay
yenhwe nipa makomako enum yin omo contest for this particular election pressure ni nyina no agina wono ene yewra ken so ena yehwe mantem du ni nyina du nsia ni nyina mu nso a yehwe sene Ghana fo sifa ma yewra Mahamudu Bawumia so no edanso ewo buo mu edanso ewo ne kasa mu ena to be honest me fi follow omo election no campaign omo ye delegate omo no muhia omo call party headquarters ni mpani focus hia ye efri wonom ede omo nsa ko hye asapan mu ewo eye Alisa Hotel nsu ya no kwasam ni se pressure na ekoye eba ni nyina no agina ho ede ma eye yewura akompre kwa Japan ena afensu no Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia. Now watch this. Sa abato ye omokwa akotwin minia se obi susu se o ye to aba ni wi ayanhwe yi a ede mpapa mu betimi di aba ebefiri hwana camp na hwana camp nso no betimi age atum ntem yiwa Dr. Mahamadu Bawumia aseti eye ensana hobi ede to 2024 election e to yi wantwen ama eye electoral commissioner babonti ama me declare kwa no age ne mfunso tumu nipa bi sei ane ye kaka bi maminka bia Ghana fo besusu se onu na ye esan se Ghana emfa ho ene atade ye hyew ye nyina ye Ghana fo kokoba teteba ye nyina akrobofo ma mpani bi bese osese ye wompo ano de anuamo ne ebedi agro enti ade ba ko a ewo se ye hwe ewo omabato emu no now bebre na kasa de afa nkomhye ho ena enkomhye ni so aba begina ho ama eye determination okay fine me wo ken camp dia ene den ena odifo we ka e de afa me nkomhye ho efa amanyo abato a ye ba beto no kyena no ho ene ekona ekokoba sa dia ene me wo awrehyiemu se ne tie bia no ebekọ de ama me nipa me di nachi ana se ebekọ de atie me nipa me di nachi now ade ba ko a masha mehu ewo Dr. Alhaji Mahamadu Bawumia no se nipa mako 4 a omo kan ho eye enum yin ono pe ana mehu se ne ho kani enso ni kunu nam ho a no nso nam ha we nam ho a na we su nam ha a omo ka bom aye campaign aboa obi su se ni major opponent a one no ana esi akan eye Yewura Kompre kwa Japan a woni na esi akan 2023 a omo sanso si akwan emu si bio ewo eye this particular year mu no ye nyina ye no results a epieye efri sa election mu eni sene ebinum susu se tie bia no se ya nhwe ye ani esi 2023 a obi fa ho kwoti na manyoku no se bi na besiesi
okay
enti ye hwe abatu ya ekuta ye mpanifo mienu me ansa ni nyina de mefa nso mba beboaye esan say ye hwe nkomhye ya bubo pa
that will be on first statement
well
we are to have the same amount of money
very well
the fact say
campaign in a thread
the fact say there be favor that doesn't mean say worry though you need to say trend no a favor nipa too but it doesn't rubbish the other works of your friend say engineer Japan Educhum Brad Champon said he's winning Dr. Educhum said he's winning and the intimate discredit you be so at least to be fair to them I don't think that would be fair
but one say near ma make us and say nipa makumako enum ekwo nyina abato no ba ko pani be
and the old chumutaya
into omo maka no be ye den
draw back grass out
into omo maka no be ye den
so 5 that but now that tell you what have say who detach you from the other two
well that's just by the way into no abato ya o chanyame adomom kwakoto yi in fact e do and die
and one say what do you see about we say this is not the first time yanya a timer in the history of MPP yanya nipa be 16 or so bako and no grant do or die and the history of MPP yanya feel like 4 or 5 pen and I don't see why else the way you do or die even at the time of opposition time na abine wo mu incumbents to their favor and you do or die I don't know where you say be do or die
me da say won nienti e ma me kasa ne say nobody thought say Alan Kwadwo chairman team betimi atene ho from this particular 2023 election on Mukoye nobody dreamt of and ye hwe sebe Yewura Alan ene Yewura Kennedy a omumienu ni say ba say ni obetime take bold decision anka ye wan
bold decision
and
you say ni pe ni muntimi fa munate
enti no ni Ghana fo susu enim say Yewura Kompre kwa Japan tie ni say sebe yeso no do nsoso nsemfo so
no nonsense man
exactly ba Yewura Alan yamfa say nsusu no nso wi e cho no te ne ho enti bebe na nsusu say abato we no say anko amfa amane de a ebia sa no mbeko which I stand to be corrected say ewiase de say na okan no mpo bi timo ni wo
checheku obi a ona kan semafo we have a friend ebia na kan semafa okodru fi anani de tunufo no I take the decision of Nigeria the advice of Nigeria no and sometimes it's not the unit as in the person But there are factors involved when making decision. Even coming to work here, meaning say there are factors influencing your coming. And sometimes you as individual. And looking at these two, no, I think the peace pact that they sign, no, inclusivity, a woman they say, about no said the baby, you accept it. You remain in the party. And it's also, oh yeah, a cuckoo dined. Now cuckoo do Owuahene. I don't think so after election, ube. And because of ally out in the buy, a lot of people are saying, say, which I don't see how no clear. Senka ally every party ma kene ebian kedru so. So aye idea obiye suan. It has become a historical antecedent for them. Abaya idea obiye watch it now. Look at Alan ni political
similar to Kwekwanyi do.
I think people would advise.
Sure.
Good, yeah.
Ntino what we say it's me Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia ni debie ekuta no abato e ba betu mu no on se sene mibra penidi kankan ye no MPP amanyokuo no ekuta ensa na ho bi se okay party no ye pe obi a sesie ye kase ye nim ni pa ye tona ye mre among nipa 5 ni mu a Nkwanta Bisa woni media dance say Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia esan say recent election ni Ghana fo sifadi hu ni eka ni pa sabe bi mpo eso na ne running mate na po so eye ekwanya osifa carry no ho ewo ni campaign mu enti wo be kura wo mo amunya party mampo esusu say still Bawumia samra ena MPP amanyoko ni sukuta ensana ho bia obie no no ma wako first yasesa no yen hwe no nso yi obi obeko bia yesansoma na another chance obi obeko bia yesansoma na another chance na Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia ekuta enhire bia wako te se Ghana man pani John Dramani Mahama wono no be vice president enumu an omo sanso koto abato a omo sanso choose no as flag bearer. Enti se otimi abomodin ewo ochina batom no bedi nkunim na otimi pem ekonanim na obeye omampani a wo de big signature bi de ato de ama MPP amanyoko ni se muzimi fo nso wo ho kwan se ombetimi abeye amampani enti no yenhwe abato wei ene eye ekwan a yewura Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia MPP fo se bi omunya no so mfaso bi Ghana fo enya no so mfaso ye national ID card ekwanya ofa so otimi digitalize ye ye traveling passport ekwanya ofa so otimi digitalize ye so what does it no dey say fi me ade okwabra ne abegina na ototo ya mpiasa
no Checheku is true. I agree with you about popularity. So I read the recent election about even between MPP and NDC. It wasn't between Nanado and Yera. You can't say John Mahama. All about on a campaign, it was against a Numa Bawumia against the Mahama. But if you are to lay the table, say ye share the paradigm shift and everything. And kabato on nanke ye Numa Nanado yo ye. Any Numa Mahama yo ye. Because Mahama have been president before.
Sure.
Coming to 2024. And Nanado and a president, sitting president at that time. And Tinda was will be a campaign. Numa oh Mahama oh yeah ye Numa Nanado ye. But there was a paradigm shift. Now Abaye, Dr. Bawumia, and then Mahama. That was where I think going forward, never been weakness in him. Now Obu Omu usually say, "Wa my arrested dollar, and a dollar teaching." All the message from NDC was not about Nanado. It was about Bawumia. So yes, when it comes to popularity, I think Bawumia as a candidate is a strength to him. He's popular among the party. He's popular, though he's not loud. But share se nipa ni din wo books ma enye engineer enye Ken enye edutum nipa din what records within the country and diaspora Dr. Bawumia. So I think it's a strength to him when it comes to popularity.
Medicine eno ni ade also take advantage especially in supporters no. Na omunsi sudua ewo ni mandate a ekuta na opese osanso de bedi party ni enimu biu. Now ye share apart from the popularity a ekuta no ewo amanyoku ni mu no. How a osifa enya tsima edimanipa enso ade a delegates ni ehwe. Because etumri bi na Ghana for ka say enti say pa na mamotie de ene ensanso hia jeje pen no.
Yeah.
Enti wonum na ma bebre na be reflect say ene jeje pen so de a ene ye nkofa Kennedy. Because Kennedy nso kuta jeje sebi ni su ene ne ban no small portion. But yen hwe na fa bi nso. Omotena say no mu say aban sesan ba ye no. Inti say na mamotimi ye too soft within short possible time your economy bibia babaye stable. So what was the secret? So people realize say ade na mo say abato ye kokoto 2024 nipa odi enim no ma ye di ntwo say bam. Owe fi say akansi e ball aye bono 12 players and ejina park ni so. Eba ni say na ye shegu anamu blemu keeper.
Okay.
What me emphasis na say nipa 12 na gina park no so bobo go ba na fe ye pointing and say keeper no so keeper ndre no why inti eno so ni ade a
defenders no way
ebesan so amanyoko ni title delegate no kwanza da bi nipa 5 in fact ye fama Dr. Muhammad Bawumia na ye Samson try no for the second time.
Thank you. Obaapa
Nana
Machi
Mama on Nana Perko o se Nana
did Nana Kwame Nkwanta Bisa
ene no ano no
kana Nana
minti
ana Messiah chiame
epia me da say okay me da say to me dear make us say Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia and strength no e wo fom ni nti America sa ne say bio ya shada akọ grounds ene ya betena ha ye tie de MPP delegate no di omuka.
Okay.
So wo hwe ni campaign na oya utimi se bi waba down kra.
Okay.
I say niam bi ha papa no. Ni nti America san se wo hwe 2024 ba ye to ya o mampani den mampani na na Akufo-Addo one na ye ne vice. Ni nti a Ghana fokoto abadi ti a wo mu eye niam bi nti a enti san niema no a enam so ma Ghana foto abadi ti awo mu no eno na ekutia Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia sia
the weakness side no more because
yes.
to from there na weakness edoso
yes edoso
and the man who the strength back kra
the strength no oh me boso but me can de yen yatin wo grounds
no that's your general overview.
Yes,
that's fantastic
because se wo hwe Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia ne campaign messenger o de kwa now o de compare Yera Kennedy Japan a difference wom se bi ompanifo se edidija enu mu na nenam enka medie enka ka me nko anka ne campaign message na e wo se nka ogina simpie so o ka no eye se onsiesie amanyokuo num but enye no no wo kan
okay
o ka se maba ballot box paper soda mamu hwe de obi aye na mato abane de etia me menimu ni asem bia eni ade enti wutumi se papa no se bio wa ye kofi usu nyama hani to the extent say original stage crampo no a de o kanyina no Ghana fo hu se bio emfa so de emfa mbro mu so omo kwato aba no e de ma Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia ti se de na meka Yera Kennedy no oso oba obebie nwuma ni ade e de ama mmebu no and atom mmebu no etim because ene krono ni ade a ekoso wo memu no eye dwuma eni wontia emmebu no hwe se wo bra Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia kwaya vice no ede na otimi yeye ede ma yenye mmebu no ede na otimi ye de ma ye ya ye sanso kwato aba no mani biemu a ene oba so obesa bibia enti grounds no enye ochina nko ne ye kwato aba no doctor me ya sure say the campaign no esi senka mi nyan ntamu a ka bitu no fo se ne nsɛm no on sesa na kakra and and what do ko gina simpie so e pa Ghana for kyɛw
but any humility and also any strength because the ability of every gentleman to apologize sabi before say obakwasia na nsesa na adwe
enti nana edi na sinti a opa kyɛw
ye mpena twem awariem bema on pa kyɛw ne bema opa kyɛw then I think say oye worthy
they said the opa kyɛw
enti enye na strength say
but when no ya amanyoko ne ka ho say meaning say niema nkoyie wa amanyoko no mu enti nka mene no a nka mediki asiesi amanyoko no kura ansa na mababo nten ananse me campaign message no de meka sa fa ho ne say monto abane mame meba merese ntawantawa bi e ekoso amanyoko mu no moto abane mame amesiesie
but preach say is a unifier ono kwani ni Paul bo betima ka omunyina other four na bom
hwe yenya by weakness no but mame nka se me papa no ma steady na ehu say oyobi a se nana wuti me beka ma asem e kire wo ye me fan so yo no na ma beka ma asem a kire wo wo beka se okay checheku beka na asem kire wo a instead say wo bepe anupumesi bre no nana papa no onye nsa
okay I think even the aid be crab bontain beka asem
yes onye nsa o and once sometimes ordinity kwa na beje so what I say leadership o kandini bia no so obi beka asem kra kire wo a se bi o na hi asem no wa beka kire wo no nti wo se utimi siesi asem no ma no but you can say okay checheku ye wo de ko nana ko na wa siesi asem no a wanya wo hwe ya se fitu fra yin na beto abom
that
to me no
leadership quality
yes Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bomi ehode de etos ni kakra
okay
enka wo say otimi siesi wo na kakra because me hu say oni sa de no leadership no aye ka ho asem no say bibi esi papa no emfre afanu ni nyina no siesi ne de no papa no me hu ni sa
okay I see. All right, that is Obaapa. You about the weakness of Dr. Bawumia, but before that, you know, okay.
Ne strength, no, Bakumienu bi enka ho. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, ne strength baako a ode kɔ ochina election we mu no. Oyonipa amanfo perceive yehunu say or ye policy oriented na osan ye technocrat earlier in your intro now we can say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia a lot of the policies and for example the foundational gold board enya ejina so no ye nia ehase the free Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na nisu ade huna odi kanya ye na gold board no afa a polish no a scaling up ama ene aba animu na eso abama ye enti no amanfo hunu se oye policy oriented and no so ye ne strength no mu baako na afi amanfo hunu se or appeal to the delegate na se party no akoma so ade ne se ye besanya ba akonwa so bio dia ene na onipa or appeal to delegate for the beba se delegate no de nipa no badea na kire se de own nipa no omuhu se ye de nie ye na ye de no baaye nti ewo se ye na ye adwuma ebema na boa na de enkunim a ye nyina ye pe no ede ebebre ye nti eno no so ye ade baako a ye betima aka se eye de strength of Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ena ohwe NPP ana ohwe a trend ewo Ghana ha Dr. Bawumia ko election way ne strength mu baako ene se Ghana ha anytime be a party be a a new candidate ebeba election general election no yade a olusu akunwa eno wahunu edema candidate a wache. Fortunately 2028 NDC be present a new candidate ma Dr. Bawumia even though debatable by ma Dr. Bawumia obeye an old candidate no obetime arene so we analysis now look at Yewura Rawlings and watena so for 19 years ba democracy enti no ye old face wo election no emu Professor Dubois no de kosi ani ankosi baabi ana o se onya Owura Rawlings arene ye Owura Rawlings wie ya one Dubois anko na MPP for the Owura Akufo baaye no utumi hu se sado no Owura Rawlings that's why ye old face orene against Owura Kufo apart from eno Owura Rawlings wie ya yekofa Owura Tamel se baaye no na Owura Akufo abeye old face because of Owura Akufo na waye old face ntino orene abane de tia Owura President Mills NDC for retaining no samba biem Owura Akufo ekwa na Owura Akufo ado eba no Owura Atamels eba bewene ye uye analysis na uche trend na ube say each time bia new face new candidate obeba be share an old candidate no eboa old candidate no ema ne win election no than the new candidate yede no eba ena say old candidate mienu share time bia so no party na wote akonwa so no ne candidate na ewene ewo ho uhwe trend every 92 eba edibesi the last election ya this analysis no ubehu ewo mu enti enuma Dr. Bawumia go into ochina election way as one of the strength and on say some people 4% they will come back to power there. There's no other person obetimi do ma but Dr. Bawumia was that strength more than the 4 other aspirants no. Okay.
So that is it. The Yantuaso na Yafamo. So that is Adiana Owuahene kan. Obiha ebemwa. It's not the first time and then the second time. But me on graph view ha. Me best you share that graph. Now you share what history about Obia Wababe Dibida. And Obia MPP are found as a candidate towards election. And then Owuahene has some more kind. Now you will say if it is true, and come on, if it's but Owuahene, is it also not a fact say when it comes to politics? Sometimes dynamics no any pet.
Sure.
In as much
and no play it play key role perfectly but you see CCA and yebeka say NDC for the omupibi na bone CCA MPP ena omubibi eda bone ena mpokura say wo share narrative na kwame ubehu say because of this contest ena ama NPP for nankasa wo mo demonize the second coming of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Say yet this contest enti and o demonize Dr. Bawumia's second coming anka woman ye adea anka election way Dr. Bawumia wo the strength kese pa echen omunyina irrespective of the dynamics play out e wo ha nyina no Dr. Bawumia stande tall obetimi the strength aba ni nyina anka ebe play out but because of sebie nyado obia de opese ono ne enyanti no ebe wiase no na wo mo ankasa na say wo ma demonize the second coming otherwise for me anka second coming no enye adebone in politics. Okay
Owuahene me pese me de we nso so the strength baako ene say on say enkane no na sebio yetua ye ka ye bekwa akosa line wo bank ansa na yakase ye kwa akọ yiska ene ade nanso ene no me ne wie no adwen say because of nieme bi a wode wasesa na ye no abefo eboa ema ofun so kra no obetimi a transfer iska e free account mu ebi o bank account na wode aba o mobile money na chesa ye easy amonti enkane no ana ye kwasa line e wo bank say ye kwa yiska na say ye kwa ye disisi ano sande me netu atwa nti I think say no so one factor nia oye ya I think say no so betimi aboa ama ne strength no enso etimi agina nti Dr. Alhaji Mahmood ba or strength bebrede yes but was say or ye adwuma kakra e wo ho or strength bebre ne strength ne de ye ka se ye ka edoso se wo hwe MPP amanyoko no mu ate se de na wo ka no omampanyi dada Akufo Addo ono no wam beye vice wam beye vice na oten be bi o e na odadwo no wan o se me pese me beye president e na obe stand here e na fire but compared to Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bamia de no e different ono no beye vice e na sisi all ba be pre me ba what you say yes and I think say eno so ebetimi aboa no because waba system no mu dada won hu niam eye ne de enye
sure
wone omampanyi aye adwuma nti I think eno so betimi aboa na kakra say omoto aba na ema no a wonim de ewo grounds economy no waye hu adwuma da
okay
nti ebeboa ama ono so eja
wetimi akone
yes atimi akonanim nti eno so kind of strength no ehu
right ndi Obaapa won te say de ana meka no senye NPP for no a na because of this election ti omu demonize second coming of a candidate nanka NPP for war ebegina a strong position at the akọ 2028 abanomu nanso ohwa nsem omo kan sabre nyina because of this election no ama eye MPP for no mate NDC for no mate say omo yi candidate no wi a na obehu say NDC for be gina nsem a omo kan sabre nyina so
yes no omo dey campaign etia wo
yen hwe me be say nye MPP for na demonize second coming the office of the vice president no a wo hwe Ghana constitution no mu a virtually Ghana constitution and the work and the role of a vice president. Okay. Ghana constitution no the okaya say there shall be a vice president.
Okay.
And no. Inti no se wunya president bi na se sabia so sabia nyado tumi ye ne deboro so na wa ma wadwuma anya we are vice president no one is we vice president
because minjo wa no nanko for cry compare your current vice president he said omo hu na dwuma bia
wohu enti Dr. Mahmood Bawumia ono ne bedi vice president o ma ye hu say sa we vice president kura u betimi aye certain enema bi e de abwa abina wo honom no but because of say this election SSN Kadi we ye a strength edema Dr. Bawumia edema NPP as a party no this election nunti NPP for na demonize sade no amase say aye adibia ewo ho enomo ede ema vice president there technically constitution and said that man aduma bia
onye aduma
okay constitution there no can say there shall be a vice president
all right
sorry
okay ma memfa kakranka ho won say onipa bia ye pekefo adwuma ye fra bibi CV
sure
enti no ye hwe Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia ni CV na ekutana ono no oyobi a in terms of economic no wabobi wom oninim die pa enti so ono no betima tena se obehwe eye Nanado Danko Akufo Addo mampani dada se ni dibre ekutano na ono ni nimdie ekutano ewo sikasemu ewo ekwan obetima fa so ode abefo nimdie betima aboa ama Nanado amamu na pema ko nanimu no na enti ewo se obabo nti no babeye enti vice president bi ekutane de ebehwe Professor Jenna no Poko Adjumaya ono ne de no eye educationist enti ono ne professor ne na idea ekutani nyina no eye humesua enti no Fabian I think say going forward no Ghana we need to do more your constitution in terms of say ye elect obi say omra no mama vice president
jejeku bibia tutu mame na ase I think say na ye can me hang na I think say na ye can there are times no ba pe can be say odru grants na di nkomo what are people saying the nkofo can say there is not enough power a candidate Bawumia di rem bia during their time no your president no vice president ultimately you home free whether you were part of the administration and to one when it comes to weakness of Dr. Baumia, I agree with Oba. Untimi Emeka say you are not part of Nanado administration. You are the vice president. Dear Dentina, Adia Bebani say you are the brainchild of Gold Board. You are a brainchild for gold for oil. A brainchild for digitalization, which the interoperability helps us. And then you know so iska. Aye easy. Why the brainchild? Dr. Baumia, and it is your strength. In as much as say amount of strength, no. Sounds so now weaknesses, you should accept it. Now, go through over the years, MPP, one flag bearer, or do one Benyana. Right from 1992, now Professor Dubois, already the number of delegates are to Aba, and the performances are the buyer. Already Professor Dubois here, 1,204,764. That is 1992. Then, Osha every year, 4 years, now say 3 years, Ombeko primaries, no. They widen the delegates scope, no. And the number of delegates, no, taken in percentage. I don't know, sir, argument to say, Dr. Baumia Babda, and the answer for them rather, a way that I win a better say, and no cre, and no cre. Let's look at candidate Kufo, Professor Edubuai, and Kufo Nekoi. Now, Edubuai Drew baby, no, people were saying, say, he was sick, was that. History have shown, say, clearly, the man wasn't sick. The man wanted to come again, but Oshe and Yama and their Kosona. That time, the popularity of John Ajekum Kufo as a young champion, no abemuno, and the way people were rooting for him, sometimes, you know, oh, koto aba ayu candidate. The moment our Obashe within the party, why a mistake? I also usher the outside popularity of the candidate. Yasha John Ajekum Kufo, the message that he was preaching, it was that time in 1992. Now Rollins Ajatum say, now Yemfree demo, Yemfree, enipa bako eba be ruli a soldier bang mianye kabima min cabin tum. Tia ho anayaba to esasha sibi. And under the fourth realm, no, we had a candidate, a young champer. Not the ideologies of a MPP, no, because don't forget, say, you before now and a migrating yard said, yeah, PNDC for migrating before me NDC. You before now and migrating yard, that ideology, that poster, that liberalism, I will moon. Sound the pie, in as much as the socialist nature, era NDC for me. So I will share candidate a Yakufua, a bra Kufo, a buyer. Kufo message are no preaching pa, a purely Buzia Dombo tradition. Omo liberal message, omo de buyer. I say, we have institutions, we have to build them up. For Obia Etiminia Juma, Obia Etimiden home as a nation. We cannot continue to be under autocratic governance, which is referencing to Jerry John Rawlings at that time. Don't forget, say, 1902, Jerry John Rawlings came, 1996, he also appeared. Until say, Ori and the term Nina, that could fall 2 times. But so share a graph now, send your AC question now. Candidate bia omde ni bebia every time bia na o increase. And to go for from 2,832,895 no. The next stage of Kofo no increase about 3,631,263. That was where the strength of Kofo was seen in fullness. And the anobaya advantage. Again, what is the relevance for Kofo in this? It tells you, say, though this is MPP major performance, and yet internal, the whole to Aba, and the message is going now. Or the message I question they say, Yanto Abama Obia, Oba Baye president, and you Obi Oba Baye MPP candidate. Well, voting for someone, the qualities, do not meet the demand of the masses, a disadvantage for every party. And you candidate Kufo, Oramwa in 2000, Oramwa in 2004, about 2 times. Oran another Danko Kufuado, Ono Cradi and Nanadia, buy in press of so. A group baby people were even tired of Nanado Danko, but people believe in tradition. Say, one, Wabebia, Uncle Fuan, Yamaninko. And the ladder shows say at that time, because said that Alan Martin so at the party akwa for me ne party ni ade. Now wabe ni pebia obia hu say it is now for him. Even at that time, now people were believing say Alan Martin was Kufuor boy. That was the perception there. So a Kufuor boy there. Nanado rise through the ranks. Babe teki pa Edema MPP. Regardless of the number of times, now wako. So it is an advantage for Dr. Bawumia. The fourth time, Prana Nanado 8 million. It's advantage about first, second, nina yabono, Mills ebono, Mama ebono, and then he came back to win election again. It tells you, say, consistency is key. And to about the strength of Bawumia, one of the strengths that me say are deducing from what Oba said, consistency is also key. We ask MPP for no beer or consistent. But maybe weakness of the same man. Before I say me call Dr. Bawumia, don't forget saying 2024. Already the history of a year about percentage wise. Dr. Bawumia was one of the candidates. Na ne nyoma eswapa. Na the vote onyan percentage wise. Per the number of people who voted. And the MPP for believe say Dr. Bawumia Kobia, it is okay. Maybe any weakness. Because everyone must say, oh, candidate where you marketable. Candidate be marketable. Say nay, ose me koton microphone. Na makoton wa na ya nto. I've not marketed it. Adia ya market ya adia people buy. And it is also a disadvantage for Dr. Bawumia. I was a MPP for who say the strength of Dr. Bawumia is also becoming a weakness for Dr. Bawumia. Because Dr. Bawumia, one, people are saying, say, ne niema ojina so e preachy ye man anado erene abano. Sa niemana has been used against him. The infamous saying there be a say, when the fundamentals of the economy is weak, the exchange rate will expose you clearly. Living power 2024, yenya who the effects, the strength of Ghana against major trading currencies. Obia economics behind him say the inflation at that time, looking at all the indicators, it was disadvantage to MPP. Ocean inflation running as high as 54, going to an FXR who taking as a nation, who take CD to dollar, which is around. For time he left it a little over 1 CD and all that, but that time all the analysts be bringing because of the differential in changing currency. Now, because of Emranime Rashi True, what I am saying, say, in as much as we believe in this strength of Dr. Bawumia, in one way, when not well handled, it's also disadvantage. In the party, it's advantage, but in the masses, it can be disadvantage for MPP. Because Dr. Bawumia, in as much so popular, he's becoming infamous because NDC used a lot of missiles against him. Na sani amano yusu against no. And no anebema here unpopular abano olusu ye. And say yaba the economic indicators, the city strength and all that. Looking at the number of delegates what these grassroots want to see. Ya won conform kwakoto aban yomu indifferences. Ya wana or kwakoto abana or what sa you can say academic class. Ya more middle side no and you more from whopper. Now preaching to the high class. The high class are people academians and people who believe in these indicators and all that. They believe in the growth of the economy through gold for oil, gold for reserves and all that, which is the brainchild of Dr. Bawumia. But coming down, descending down to the proper delegates. Ono die bebre na anim ni say na me ton toma pofa 2 cedi aban ni be free so na say. And don't forget say the current government make Dr. Bawumia unpopular. Because if the current president and our current government and someone with economic background, but really or minor, all the indicators say, performing well. Looking at Fetch, how they are scoring as looking at this, all the rating agencies, how a score Ghana is telling me a Ghanaian say, Obionya economics, really market na so Ghanaians are not much enthused as 2016 thereabout, you know. They were enthused about who will handle the economy. Now, the belief in an economist is fading. Almost believe we say, ye obia or what charisma. And Dr. Bawumia became the temperament in HL say he's a bit phlegmatic and then melancholic. No, these are people who are a little bit reserved. That optimistic. That is the nature, the temperament. So the temperament of Dr. Bawumia is also disadvantaged. Looking at this current Gen Z generation and the major people who vote and conform to Obaapa currently, you to know. And these are people, to me, Naka Dr. Bawumia should focus his campaign message on digital system because that is what he started. They say, Shami, apart from few ones, Omuti radio, Omni so Omuti radio, and conform TV, so majority of people are here online. Take it or leave it. Majority of people, currently, if you have a TV station, a radio station, you don't have online presence, forget about it. A lot of you, because of the phone system, people are much enthused with you can say the digitalization platform. So Dr. Bawumia coming in, you know, the face of an economics is not working for MPP. So if they have to rebrand him and to maximize the weakness and man the strength, they cannot take Dr. Bawumia as economics coming to this election with 36 million Ghanaian population. You know. But population is say so preachy much on digitalization. But Dr. Bawumia, to his disadvantage, you know, still focusing on economy. Which economy no so that is a weakness for Dr. Bawumia. And the MPP delegates are going to look at all these things. And then the criticisms. Dr. Bawumia, videos upon videos, I criticize, I chastise Bawumia with certain pronouncement and certain words or the buy. And to me, sir, yeah, quite about to him. Oman way to now. You can get a candidate, but that candidate cannot be president. Cannot be president. Looking at the weakness of Dr. Bawumia. And though Dr. Bawumia has the strength, his weakness is also weighing. And the informed delegates will look at some of these things, whether take it or leave it. My memory, Owuahene so na yenhwe weakness in kakrana afeye mrena so wi na yempo.
Right, Kwame, just like said there, okay, Dr. Bawumia, the weakness, said, you know, the economy side, and there. Eba 2017 Eba no when we were told say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia now all headed the economic management team no things were moving right but along the line messages Eba deep within say no omo change enema no enokura ne kan ho bi if you remember, the popular can must go.
Yeah.
At a point in time,
yeah.
Now I say cabal be aba sister no mu ya push Dr. Bawumia aside. Enti ena mekan say nye party no ena bia for personal reasons individuals be prefer say chinchina men so say me di mekuta flag na bia se nko motena se enema ni ya anka umbehunu se sa nneema we aye ne ne aye huni ebeye advantage e de ama Dr. Bawumia ye misa ye ho se 2017 to 2019 no what were they doing right and economy no eko kama they were doing things right because bia the head of the economic management team then was doing things right but later what happened DNA ma yedrum pempen so say people were calling for Ken must go. BBC enti no within MPP no ankasa no was say omuputu enema we nyina together and just like waka no delegate there already oma for me adrenal
but delegates you can't predict them.
Yes, delegate you can't predict them. Sir John say fear them.
Yes, make us much. Ansa na makọ na majemu final yemre no ko. Emra ya kwa MPP for kwa to aba. Between John Boadu and JFK. As a time a year no. Na JFK was John Boadu was leading. Yet wa anobi security information. Say momoti na mo yese mo chairman for akọ jiska kese. The chairman were moving teams no. Na mo mabro mu ya amani age. E wa no ma shase yese. Me say grounds wa grounds one sign. Right. If you also you can't predict delegate.
Okay. And the last weakness what Dr. Bawumia mekana madane amaminue. Dr. Bawumia nipa etwa ne ho ahia nso. Ebinim ye Dr. Bawumia weakness. In politics no nkrofo mfa asem nche. Dr. Bawumia asem a all can say and show be ho na entoa ba ntiame no dodo na ye nipa etwa ne ho ahia enti no senyame ye na dom a going forward no nipa etwa ne ho ahia no was say ohwe ne ye no
weakness because yes one of the things that number can most of them nkofo a omo ya appointees
sure
nkofo omo nya MMDCs grassroots were suffering because of mo
and
some nkofo ya na they believe say Bawumia we ni omo an yes be mo position
that's why
and I'm going to it's disadvantage ba me ko checheku ya monitor na
yo be ma me da say no ko sem nie Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia weakness there minua eche wotwe unwi na yanhwe yi a ebetimi anam so ama infimpiemienu ne duonu nwotwe 2028 ama nyokuo foforo betimi ayusu eno a de a fight no yenhwe so far this particular election ya wochena wo mutu yi minua me boniti awasima tetedu asape obi se yewra Kennedy Japan ni message wo preach pa so di nyuma bebre mabunu yewra brana champon oso di nkabun beba party mu engineer kwabena Japan oso no kura de grassroots fo eno no nani si omso ena yewra educhum nso oso ni de humasua na now Dr. Alhaji Muhammad Bawumia ni message ni saying enti won this particular question adie bia so winning pokura wo chena na was say oye ni niema yie esan say going forward 2028 abato no obi be che say oye bia anye de beto abade etia wo 2024 abato ye tuwie yi obi say ye de Dr. Muhammad Bawumia ane edi MPP amanyoko nenim na so do campaign grounds a ne ebo na de oye wi na nsa bre no na do no wa 7 imre twam enti me anya anyumu bia afa ama Bawumia akwai nane no okofa kwenkwen anom se afa enti mesre to MPP4 delegate for a wo kire nyame ya adoma mo kwa akoto abayi monto aba no wo nipa amofo se wo ba yentimi mfa ne mfonso emesori mfentiamo abato a omamu ni nyina ebeto
thank you Obaapa
na me de tie said ya obi kan kuse kokon no me de kan bobo ni weakness no so eno na me de kan de chance enti me de meka ne se de mabobo so otie a on hwese o de be ye adwuma na ebebo no
that there is hope for him there do it
any asem no
anything can happen
oh yes
to obeti all right baba na mamin ram na anope me kan cho say Promasidor Ghana Limited Promasidor for another quality food product eba bonten Promasidor say Yamvita infant cereal no eyade ano edimpa akwada 6 months and above do hia Yamvita na dia ma me trust Yamvita ne say ewo NutriV ewom sa NutriV dia ye ne say containing 16 essential vitamins and minerals zinc ewom iron, calcium, calcium, the formation of Nkwadano, no pem bones, no, ebekoye iron, zinc, dia. And opedio yan say, ne prepare and so yading, unyan so share, na waste ostia akora na aduane aye ready me so Young Vita de ebia kwada adwenem ma kwada na hoden ma ne skin toso just akora ne dance enti anopai wote wo ye dey look for Young Vita na eno na kwada ni nyina epe mommy ede na wo twen anopai ko adwaman so e na kope Young Vita na build a strong and nutritious child emfa emmaum anopai 2074 adodo na friend T74 anopai no anedi wakagina mu 2074 eye dry yenim ye boss ye na kayen kane ya nananom na omu pe kuko no ma she dodo e de aman ubobia na se wo na wo no 2074 ade ye nse so wo mroja boroso a eboa high blood pressure eboa manako obuwa se na me sugar me sira unya 2074 so anya 2074 on complaining hepatitis B for nom C for nom even HIV for nom kidney infections ahodo or liver kokram ho yade bia anopai bomodia na petontina 74 374 de eboa memma no ye prostate enlargement on any up to Nkwanta mapai anopai pe 2074 esa ulcer esa menstrual pain anona pam bossa won so wusu di tisa kiki asthma obona ya arthritis as o wa hututu o baby so anase o hormone se wanim ne honhon na mesraw eye T74 anopai bomodia ne pe T74 ne bobo 2074 mixture no ya formulate no kwan soronko so a eboa ama adamuni nyina driver for mo motete office mo yenwuma hodo carry you through the day eboa mo hoden unanum T74 ana T74 ensi ufie dia na o twedai mesro bomodia ne kope T74 ne bobo amoa mo fa furo enyamamo sa enso so anamo a mo mankwada enufo enyamamo enkwada enso so a oni emfie edu mienu enso enyamomu aropa bomodia ne pe T74 ne bubobi 0246073498 0246073498 05016289131 T74 oh metemoso adama sorry opedodo etua ko kanshi drag lane no kuma se momra ashtown Colinac Heba anamu benya bi enso ato Nana Kojo Jesse Company Limited ono ne osu abroboa wotim di otim mesro eba nadoa ana plywood ana wope edan ho wire sinyina yeton bi ewo ho iron rods ana pe roofing sheets papa bi yama quality roofing sheets Nana Kojo Jesse de yenim ni free titi o enye ene ane ba be hu no Nana Kojo Jesse ma free consultation afei omu ye delivery omu delivery system a baby apese ye de ko bia ye de ekwa akojaw bomodia ne bankran kumase obehu yen odi efa ye number C na frɛ 0204355040 02043550 any women mo amashe business ase mo pese mo ye project e fa dansie de na Kojo Jesse ana me kanfo e de amount RSYD Novage Studios anopai almost a brain na ye ne wo the state of the art equipment ina ye wo studio a eso a opese wo ye podcasting anopai ye boa o streaming program bia ye wo professional so a nim camera handling ni ho nsam yie omo pixels no mu so say need a crystal clear anopai open studio dia eno RSYD Novage Studios omo ana make kanfo ediamao enkran omo malam abiase first Kokroko Street ehona na ubehu o de bomodin a ne for numbers Ghana fa na nyina babia wo bia o de obi be say ring ye keke ofre ya ye beba na ye no edi nkomo 0574715778 057471578 and 0303974822 0303974822 yes bray na yen create something together Minadom adi aya na you they say no amamo you ready na anopai omuso eba besom ye ginam wa America charfo ne atiefo say ye ginam yaso free ase ebu nsu anu ani akoko ye ginam ne ene ye mamu amakuna du free sunyan eba Owuahene beba ti se team ni nyina obi abeba anti akoso ya ago so beba betena se abochenko o ha obeba ti se ye so mu akopem wo chena na chena die eye gidigidi e from na kwa be also Nkwanta Bisa na Nkwanta Bisa ni. It has been a blissful morning. May the peace of our Lord Jesus surpasses all understanding be with us this morning. We say assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam.
Hey medo edrano pa wutimi to boase etwitwiwusi o ado na so ni se me yas toothpaste and the brush and the twitwimesima minya homka senti na ye bokoi na me all time favorite yas herbal toothpaste and the brush aboa me amasesei menum so a enwunu anasa de ehia me semfimfem me biem na wo hwasa mesi ayefita asesrecha homa na et brightens yas whitening toothpaste and the brush and me di hwimese enti na wo se afei na yas total care gel toothpaste and the brush ne de ebo wo se ho ban demu ne nyina ema wonum ye sham. Oh yes, Enukratrodo. Yas Herba, Yas Whitening, and the Yas Total Care Gel Toothpaste, and then the brush. Abusian Chamfa.
Sawo Pedudu 2 Ewon Kran ha. From Leicester Ghana Limited and was 050-161-9588.
Leicester Ghana Limited and the Yas toothpaste mo ahodo and the brush abadwaso abeboy.
Hajia special local foods abakade enye aduane ne aduane o ye wa aduane ne ye wa aduane enye nwanwa se Ghana ha ahemfo eyi akese word na akese party akese se wo pe baabi a wo be serve wo ma wo ho se ye buffet ene wo mo ye se ye local continental dishes a wo bi atwa nani a Hajia special local foods e wo hacho atomic kwan no so ho no de ntie friend local foods ne say enye wo mo ye aduane a na wo mo atentam tomatoes apro meko apro jena apro garlic apro no de aye aduane say eya abontine aduane edi yenye ne bisa dabi Hajia suro nyame etinye nwanwa se Ghana ha etitire se ministries agencies akese eyi ahemfo na nanom ahema mo wo mo tenase no wo mo si ye bedidi ye didi eziban ye didi a wo mo se mo mfra Hajia special local foods efise hono ena aduane no ekoyie Ghana ha ba bia wo mutimi serve Hajia special local food upese wo fra eye 02463599921 02463599921 and answer 05947972215